Before the rain arrived, there was one place that always kept its light on. The sky over the small town had turned a soft, dusty grey, and everyone seemed to know that rain was coming. You could feel it in the air, that quiet, heavy feeling, like the world was taking a slow breath before something gentle was about to happen. Somewhere, a wind chime made of thin glass pieces sang a light, uneven song, and then went quiet again. At the end of a cobbled street, tucked between a closed bakery and a dark, sleepy cafe, there was a small bookstore. Its windows glowed with a warm, golden light, soft and low, like a candle burning behind thin curtains. A wooden sign above the door swayed gently in the wind. The paint on the sign was old and a little faded, but you could still read the words carved deep into the wood. The last bookstore before the rain. No one really knew why it was called that. Some people said it was because the shop was the last building before the road curved down toward the river, where the rain always seemed to begin. Others said it was simply a name the old owner had chosen many years ago because she loved the sound of rain on the roof while she read. Either way, the name felt right. It felt like a small promise. As long as you were inside those walls, the rain outside could do whatever it wanted, and you would still be warm. A young traveler named Mira walked slowly down the street, her coat wrapped closely around her shoulders. She had been walking for a long time that day, moving from one town to the next, carrying only a small bag and a worn paper map that she rarely needed anymore. Her boots were quiet on the wet cobblestones, and her breath came out in soft, pale clouds in the cool evening air. She had planned to reach the train station before dark, but when she saw the golden light glowing from the bookstore window, something in her chest softened and her feet slowed on their own. She stopped in front of the window and looked inside. Shelves rose from the floor to the ceiling, filled with books of every color and size. Some were old, with cracked leather covers and gold letters that had almost faded away. Others were newer, with bright covers that still smelled faintly of fresh paper. A soft lamp glowed on a wooden desk near the back, and beside it sat a small brass kettle, gently steaming. A bell above the door rang softly as Mira stepped inside. The warmth of the room wrapped around her immediately, like a blanket pulled gently over cold shoulders. The air smelled of old paper, warm wood, and something sweet, maybe cinnamon, drifting quietly from a cup left on the counter. Outside, the wind pushed harder against the windows, and somewhere far away, a low roll of thunder whispered through the clouds. "Welcome," said a voice from behind the counter. An older man sat there, his silver hair a little messy, his glasses resting low on his nose. He wore a soft grey cardigan, the kind that looked like it had been worn every evening for years. He looked up from the book in his hands and smiled, a slow, easy smile, the kind that made a stranger feel instantly at home. "You picked a good time to come in," he said gently. "It's about to rain." Mira smiled back, unsure of what to say, so she simply nodded and looked around the shop again. "Take your time," said the man. "There's no rush here, not tonight." She walked slowly between the shelves, her fingers brushing lightly over the spines of the books. Some were thick and heavy, filled with maps of faraway places. Some were thin, with soft covers and gentle titles about gardens or mountains or quiet rivers. The wooden floor creaked softly beneath her boots, a warm, familiar sound, like the shop itself was breathing. At the very back of the store, near a tall window, there was a small reading nook. Two deep armchairs sat facing each other, worn soft from years of use, and a low table between them held a single candle, unlit, waiting patiently. A thick woolen blanket was folded neatly over the arm of one chair, as if it had been placed there just for her. Above the nook, a small skylight let in a narrow strip of darkening sky, already heavy with the promise of rain. Outside the window, the first drops of rain began to fall. They were slow at first, gentle taps against the glass, like soft fingers knocking politely before coming inside. Mira watched them for a moment, feeling the quiet pull of the chair beside her. She set her bag down on the floor and sank into the armchair, letting out a long, slow breath she hadn't realized she was holding. The old man appeared beside her a moment later, carrying 2 cups of tea. Steam rose gently from the cups, curling upward like little ribbons of warmth. "Chamomile," he said softly, setting 1 cup down beside her. "It helps with tired feet, and tired thoughts too, I think." "Thank you," Mira said quietly. He nodded, and without another word, he lit the candle on the low table. The small flame flickered gently, casting a warm golden light across the room, mixing softly with the last grey light of the evening outside. He returned to his desk near the front of the shop, leaving Mira alone in the quiet corner with her tea and the sound of the rain, which was growing steadier now, falling in soft, even waves against the window. She wrapped her hands around the warm cup and looked out at the street. The rain had turned the cobblestones into a shining silver river, reflecting the golden light from the shop windows. A few people hurried past under dark umbrellas, their footsteps quick and light, but no one else came inside. It seemed, for now, as if the whole town had quietly agreed to stay indoors and listen to the rain. Mira reached for the book resting on the small table beside her chair. It was old, with a soft green cover and gold letters that read simply, "The Quiet Path." She opened it slowly, and the pages made a soft, papery sound, like leaves settling after a breeze. The first page described a forest path, early in the morning, with mist still resting low over the ground. She read slowly, letting each sentence settle into her mind, like a stone sinking gently into calm water. The story spoke of a traveler much like herself, walking without hurry, simply enjoying the quiet sound of birds waking up in the trees above. Outside, the rain grew a little heavier, tapping a steady rhythm against the window glass. It was not a harsh sound, it was soft and full, like a lullaby made of water. It rolled softly off the eaves in uneven little streams, and somewhere near the door, a loose shutter tapped an easy rhythm against the wall, keeping quiet time with the storm. Mira glanced up from the book. Tiny dust drifted lazily through the lamplight, and the old shelves seemed to lean towards each other, like friends sharing a secret. The tea smelled warm and floral, mixing gently with paper and rain. It was, she thought, one of the most peaceful places she had ever been. After a while, the old man walked over again, this time carrying a small chipped plate with 2 soft biscuits, lightly dusted with sugar. The plate looked as old and well-loved as everything else in the shop. "You looked hungry," he said, simply, setting the plate down. "How long have you had this shop?" Mira asked, breaking a small piece from the biscuit. "A long time," the old man said, simply, settling into the chair across from her. "Rain has a way of slowing the whole world down, don't you think? People stop rushing, they just sit and breathe and let it wash over them." Mira nodded, looking down at her tea. The warmth spread gently into her hands, and she realized quietly that she hadn't felt this relaxed in a very long time. "Where are you traveling to?" the old man asked, his voice calm and unhurried. "I'm not entirely sure," Mira admitted. "I've been moving from town to town for a few months now. I thought I was looking for something, a new place to settle, maybe. But every town feels the same after a while." The old man nodded slowly, as if he understood completely. "Maybe," he said gently, "you're not looking for a new place. Maybe you're looking for a new pace." Mira looked up at him, letting the words settle quietly in her mind. Outside, the rain continued its soft rhythm, steady and calm, like a heartbeat slowed down just enough to notice. Thunder rumbled once more in the distance, low and gentle, more like a soft sigh from the sky than anything frightening. The old man rose again after a while, returning to his desk, leaving Mira once more with her book and her tea and the sound of the rain. She read a few more pages, feeling her eyes grow heavier with each paragraph, the words blending softly with the sound of water on glass. She set the book down gently on her lap and closed her eyes for a moment, simply listening. The rain tapped softly against the window. The candle flickered quietly on the table. Somewhere near the front of the shop, she could hear the soft scratch of a pen, the old man writing slowly in a worn notebook. A clock ticked gently on the far wall, unhurried, patient, as if time itself had decided to slow down inside these walls. Mira opened her eyes again and looked toward the front window. The street outside had grown darker now, the last grey light of evening fading into a deep, soft blue. The rain had softened the edges of everything, blurring the shapes of distant rooftops and chimneys into gentle, dream-like outlines. She rose slowly from the armchair and walked toward the front of the shop, her teacup still warm in her hands. The old man looked up from his notebook and smiled. "Found something you like?" he asked, glancing toward the book she still held. "I think I'd like to buy it," Mira said softly, "if that's all right." "Of course," he said, standing up carefully. He moved to the counter, where a small brass register waited, old but polished with years of gentle use. As he wrapped the book in soft brown paper, tying it with a thin piece of string, Mira looked around the shop one more time. She noticed a small shelf near the door, filled with books that had no titles on their spines, only soft faded colors. "What are those?" she asked, curious. The old man glanced over and smiled again. "Blank stories," he said. "Empty notebooks, really. Sometimes people come in needing somewhere to write their own thoughts. Not everyone is looking for someone else's story. Sometimes people need to write their own." Mira looked at the shelf for a long moment, something warm settling quietly in her chest. "I think I'll take one of those too," she said. The old man nodded, pleased, and reached for a soft blue notebook, its cover plain and smooth, waiting patiently to be filled. He wrapped it gently, just like the book, and placed both items into a small paper bag, along with a folded card that read simply, Thank you for visiting the last bookstore before the rain." Mira reached into her coat pocket for a few coins, but the old man raised a gentle hand. "The tea and biscuits are on the house," he said. "Rainy nights should always come with something warm." She smiled, feeling a quiet gratitude rise inside her, soft and full like the tea still warming her hands. Outside, the rain had softened again, falling now in a slow, gentle mist, more like a soft breath than a storm. The streetlights had come on, glowing warmly through the falling drops, turning each raindrop into a small floating spark of gold. Down the street, the closed bakery sat dark and quiet, and the cafe beside it showed only a single lamp burning low behind its curtains, as if the whole street had settled in for the night. "Will you be all right walking in this?" the old man asked, glancing toward the door. "I think so," I said. "It's a soft rain. I don't mind it." He nodded, then reached beneath the counter and pulled out a small folded umbrella, its fabric a deep forest green. "Take this," he said, "just in case the sky changes its mind." Mira wanted to refuse, but something in his warm, patient expression told her it would be easier to simply accept the kindness. "Thank you," she said softly, "for everything." "Come back any time," the old man replied. "The shop will be here. It usually is, right before the rain." She smiled at that, tucking the small paper bag safely into her coat, and stepped toward the door. The bell rang softly above her as she opened it, and the cool, damp air of the evening wrapped gently around her. She paused for a moment on the doorstep, looking back at the warm, golden light glowing from the windows, the shelves of quiet books, the old man now returning to his notebook, unhurried and calm. Then she stepped out into the soft rain and began walking slowly down the cobbled street. The town felt different now, softer somehow, as if the rain had gently smoothed away all its sharp edges. The streetlights glowed warmly through the mist, and puddles reflected their golden light in small, shimmering circles on the ground. Mira opened the umbrella slightly, though the rain was gentle enough that she barely needed it, and walked without hurrying, letting her thoughts move slowly like the rain itself. She thought about the old man's words. Maybe you're not looking for a new place, maybe you're looking for a new pace. The idea settled softly inside her, warm and true, like the tea she had just finished. She realized, walking slowly through the quiet, rain-softened streets, that she had spent so many months rushing from place to place, always looking ahead, always wondering where she should go next. She had forgotten somewhere along the way to simply be still. The rain tapped gently against her umbrella, a soft, steady rhythm, calming and familiar. Somewhere nearby, a cat sat beneath the awning of a closed shop, watching the rain fall with quiet patience, its tail curled neatly around its paws. Mira smiled at it as she passed, and the cat blinked slowly back at her, unbothered by the weather. She reached a small stone bridge that crossed over a narrow river at the edge of town. The water below moved gently, dark and calm, carrying small rings of light from the lampposts along the bank. The inn's windows glowed with a similar warm light to the bookstore, soft and welcoming, promising rest after a long day of walking. Inside, the innkeeper, a kind older woman with soft grey curls, welcomed her warmly and led her to a small room upstairs. The room was simple, with a soft bed covered in a thick quilt, a small wooden desk beneath the window, and a single lamp glowing gently in the corner. Mira set her bag down and pulled the new book and notebook from the small paper bag, placing them carefully on the desk. She sat down for a moment, looking out the window at the rain still falling softly over the rooftops of the town. She opened the blank notebook and picked up a pen from the desk drawer. For a long moment, she simply looked at the empty page, feeling no pressure to fill it quickly. The rain outside tapped gently against the window, patient and calm, as if waiting quietly beside her. Finally, she began to write, her handwriting slow and soft, like the rain itself. Tonight, I found a small bookstore at the end of a quiet street, right before the rain began. The man inside told me something I think I needed to hear. Maybe I'm not looking for a new place. Maybe I only need a new pace. Tonight, for the first time in a long while, I feel like I don't need to rush anywhere at all. She paused, looking at the words on the page, feeling a soft, warm comfort settle over her, like the blanket resting nearby on the bed. Outside, the rain continued its gentle rhythm, tapping softly against the window glass, steady and calm, like a lullaby with no beginning and no end. The streetlights below glowed warmly through the mist, and somewhere far away, the small bookstore still stood quietly at the end of its cobbled street, its golden light glowing softly behind curtained windows, waiting patiently for the next tired traveler who needed a warm place to rest before the rain. Mira closed the notebook gently and set it aside. She arose from the desk, changed into soft, warm clothes, and slipped beneath the thick quilt on the bed. The rain outside had softened even further, now barely more than a whisper against the glass, slow and steady, like breathing. She thought once more about the warm light of the bookstore, the smell of old paper and chamomile tea, the soft creak of wooden floors, and the quiet kindness of a stranger who had reminded her, gently, to slow down. Her eyes grew heavy, and her breathing slowed to match the soft rhythm of the rain outside. The room felt warm and safe, wrapped in the quiet sound of water falling over rooftops and streets, over rivers and gardens, over small bookstores standing patiently at the edges of quiet towns. Somewhere outside, the old man in the bookstore closed his notebook for the night, blew out the candle gently, and turned the small sign on the door from open to closed, but always here before the rain. He glanced once more at the shelves of quiet books, resting peacefully in the soft darkness, and smiled, knowing that tomorrow, or the next day, or whenever the sky grew heavy again with rain, someone else would wander in, tired and searching, and find quietly waiting for them a warm chair, a cup of tea, and all the time in the world. Outside, the rain fell softly over the whole town, gentle and endless, like a quiet song sung only for those who had learned, finally, to slow down and listen. And somewhere in a small room above a warm little inn, Mira slept peacefully, her breathing slow and even, her heart calm, her thoughts quiet, wrapped safely in the soft, steady sound of rain falling gently through the night. The morning came slowly, soft and grey, the last of the rain lingering in thin mist over the rooftops. Mira woke gently, without an alarm, simply opening her eyes to the quiet light filtering through the curtains. Somewhere outside, birds had already begun to sing, their voices light and cheerful after the long, gentle rain of the night before. For a moment, she simply lay still, listening to the last soft patter of rain on the roof and to a single bird calling somewhere close beyond the window. She rose without hurry and dressed slowly, folding the quilt with care. She packed the green book and the blue notebook into her bag, along with the small folded umbrella, and smiled softly at the memory of the night before. Downstairs, the innkeeper offered warm bread, soft butter, and a cup of coffee that smelled rich and comforting. Mira ate slowly, savoring each small bite, watching the pale morning light grow brighter through the window. Somewhere in the kitchen, a kettle hissed softly, and the low murmur of the innkeeper humming to herself drifted gently down the hall. Outside, the rain had stopped completely, leaving behind a clean, fresh smell, as though the whole world had been gently washed overnight. A few silver puddles remained along the street, catching the pale sky above. Mira walked back through the town without rushing, pausing once more on the small stone bridge to look down at the river, calmer now, moving smoothly beneath the morning light. Her path led her once more to the end of the cobbled street, where the bookstore stood quietly between the bakery and the cafe. Through the window, she could see the old man moving slowly between the shelves, arranging a few books left out from the night before. She did not go inside this time. She only wanted to see it once more, blowing gently in the morning light before continuing on her way. He looked up and noticed her and smiled, giving a small, warm wave. Mira smiled back and waved in return, feeling a quiet understanding pass between them, the kind that needed no words at all. Then she turned toward the road leading out of town, where soft green fields stretched beyond the rooftops, still wet from the night's rain. She did not know exactly where she was going next, and for the first time in a long while, that felt all right. She was in no hurry to arrive anywhere. She simply wanted to walk slowly, to notice the small, quiet details of the world, and to breathe. The road curved gently through the fields, wildflowers bending under the weight of small raindrops, their petals catching the morning light like tiny jewels. Birds moved between the branches of tall trees, their voices light and unhurried, filling the cool air with gentle music. Somewhere below, a small stream trickled quietly over smooth stones, its sound rising and falling with the breeze. Mira walked on for a while, feeling the air brush softly against her face, carrying the scent of wet grass and distant pine. She thought about the notebook resting in her bag and about the blank pages waiting patiently inside it. She no longer needed to search so hard for a new place to belong. Perhaps instead, she could simply write her own story as she moved through the world, page by page, town by town, rain by gentle rain. Partway up a low grassy hill, she paused and looked back the way she had come. The town lay small and peaceful below her, its rooftops still faintly damp, its narrow streets quiet in the soft morning light. She could just make out the bookstore at the edge of town, its golden sign swaying gently in the breeze, patient and waiting, exactly where it always stood, right before the rain. She stood there for a moment, letting the view settle quietly inside her, and then turned back to the road ahead, her bag light on her shoulder, her steps unhurried. The road led on through open country, past low stone walls softened with moss, past a slow-turning windmill on a distant rise, past a row of birch trees whose leaves shivered gently whenever the wind passed through, scattering small drops of leftover rain onto the grass below. The morning light kept climbing higher, warm and pale, chasing the last grey clouds toward the far hills. Somewhere ahead, a farmhouse chimney sent up a thin ribbon of smoke, curling slowly into the wide, quiet sky, and a dog barked once, lazily, before falling silent again. Mira did not check her map. She did not think about how far she still had to go. She simply walked, one slow step at a time, letting the road unfold in its own good time, the way a story unfolds one gentle page at a time. Behind her, the little bell above the bookstore door would ring again soon for someone else, tired and searching, offering them the same warm chair, the same cup of tea, and all the gentle time they could ever need. and far ahead, beyond the fields, more soft rain waited patiently in the grey clouds, ready to fall again when evening came, ready to remind anyone who needed it that it was always all right to rest, to breathe, and to simply be still for a little while. Mira walked on slowly, her heart calm, her thoughts quiet, carrying with her a small green book, a blue notebook waiting to be filled, and a gentle memory of golden light glowing softly at the end of a quiet street, in the last bookstore before the rain. The wind moved gently through the tall grass beside the road, whispering as it passed. Far above, soft grey clouds drifted slowly across the pale sky, unhurried and patient, exactly like the world Mira now walked through, one quiet step at a time, one gentle breath at a time. She did not know where the road would lead by evening, or where she might rest when the next rain came, but for now, that no longer mattered. The morning was soft, the light was warm, and somewhere behind her, a small shop kept its light glowing, patient and kind, exactly as it always had, right before the rain.